Hi everybody, it's me, Charles Norman from Sports Solutions LLC. We are the creators of AthleticSOS. AthleticSOS is a software platform, software technology we created that helps high school athletes find the perfect college, the perfect fit for them if they want to play at the next level and get an athletic scholarship. And so what we do is we take your academic information, your GPA, SAT, ACT scores, the sports you play, the level you can participate, and maybe the region, the area of the country you're interested in. And we show you all the schools, the colleges that you qualify for academically that have your sport at that level. And so you can start looking and start selecting where you want to go. And so this one, I want to talk about selecting your future because I started a YouTube channel and it's freezing out here in California. That's why I have the jacket on instead of my normal shirt and stuff and short sleeves. And it's going to rain in a minute. But I got this weird email from somebody. I guess I had done a video on choosing your own future, choosing yourself, whatever I did. But the person had gone to prison. It had nothing to do with sports. And so they were saying, okay, yeah, I want to choose myself. I saw your video. What do you suggest for me? And I just thought that it was so left field. I was like, I don't know where that came from, but I'm really big on this select yourself. Now, when I was younger, I used to watch, I used to buy books. I'm just an avid reader. I love to read. So I've read all of the stuff, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, Wallace Wattles, The Science of Success. But the big one is Earl Nightingale's The Greatest Secret, I think it's called. You can watch it on YouTube now. But all of those were all about if you want to do something in life, you got to say, okay, nothing can block me. And I tell you guys this all the time, you're never stuck, right? And it's a big deal to me, especially for you guys that are playing sports, because one of the things I get all the time from parents and stuff is, well, they need to go to this school because they want to be this, they want to go into this career, which is fine. Like everything is so, if I don't get this one thing, it's not going to work out for me. And I'm here to tell you, it doesn't work that way. Life doesn't work that way. No matter where you go, what path you go down, there's always a way back to where you're trying to get to. You just have to have a goal. You have to have some place you're trying to get to. And I know these kids are young, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade. How can they possibly know where they want to go? Well, just have a goal of where do you want your life to look like? And I always tell you guys that 10-year window, put that 10-year window out there. And so one of the things, I want to tell this story because for my daughter, and my daughter's about to give me my first grandchild in the next week or so. And it was interesting for her wedding when she got married a couple of years ago, her bridesmaid was a point guard that they brought to the college here's how it already went. My daughter was kind of a surprise. The assistant coach saw my daughter at a tournament and was just telling that head coach at the school she ended up going to, you got to look at this kid, you got to look at this kid. But he had his mind set on another guard that was a year behind my daughter, and he didn't want to waste that point guard position, which was something that I learned. He already had a point guard that was a junior. He was going to pick up this other kid the next year, and this kid was going to take over because she played the way they played. That they have a system there. And so this other coaches go, no, we need to get this other kid. And so finally, almost, I won't say reluctantly when he came there, because he didn't think he could pull a girl from California all the way out to Connecticut. So he didn't want to waste his time where the other kid was on the West Coast. But anyway, long story short, the girl that was supposed to come in and everyone assumed they would lock heads. My daughter always started the whole career. This girl was her backup until she left, and they became best friends. And so the girl was not only her bridesmaid, but she is the godmother to my grandchild that's coming. In fact, she was just out here last week when we had my daughter's baby shower. And I'm telling you this because you don't know where your life is going to go. Now, the argument could be, hey, she could have went to Harvard or one of the Ivy League schools, and the same thing would have happened. And maybe, I guess my point is, you don't know how that's going to affect the rest of your life. My daughter's in a wonderful place in life. She's got a fantastic job. She's got a great husband. She's about to have our first grandchild. I mean, I'm just excited. So her life's going good. It didn't matter. And some of the girls that she played with out here went to some of the top schools in the country and played and had a great career. Some of them are still overseas playing at this moment. And so their life went great. It doesn't matter. It's your mindset and what you think. What do you want to be? What do you want to do? How do you want to live your life? Stop worrying about what everybody else is telling you. You want to be a doctor. Do you need to go to this school or that school to be a doctor? Or are there other schools that you can go to that fit you better in what you're trying to accomplish in life? And no matter where you go, you'll figure it out. Something good will come out of that. It's all in your head on where you want to go, what you want to do, and your attitude, man. You got to just have the right attitude and don't look like you missed out on something or you're defeated. And I don't know why parents put this in their kids' head, like somehow, oh, well, you know, it's not going to be the same. Your life's not going to be as good because you didn't do this or that or this way or that way. That's a bunch of nonsense. That's not how life works. Life works the way you want it to work. You move to your own beat. You select your future. Other people don't do it for you. And so I don't want to get too far deep into that. But for the person who asked me about the coming out of prison, these are the kind of things where, you know, and his argument was, you know, he doesn't get a chance at different things. But I would say this, and I don't want anybody in my family going to jail for any reason. They don't need to. But here's the first thing. If you're a knucklehead at the time you went to jail, that might have saved you from something bad that could have happened on the back end of your life, right? Because it took you out of that world. Now, you went into a bad world anyway. But when you're in jail, they have liability. You should have been reading your butt off in jail. You should have been going, okay, what can I do next? And I think in jail, there's some skill sets you can take. You should have found out some skill sets. But let's say you didn't do any of that, and now you're out. And you can't get anybody to hire because they always ask that question on there. Have you ever been in jail? Have you ever, you know, something negative happened in your life and they're trying to, and somehow you don't get the job. I get it. That's the way the world works. You know, I always tell everybody the one thing about the USA, it is not a fair country and it wasn't designed that way, but it is a country that you can do anything you want. So it's a mixed bag. There's nothing fair about the United States of America, man. It does not work that way. So, but you can do anything. You can be anybody. You don't have, there's no caste system here. There's no, you know, level that you can't rise above. You just got to put the work in. You got to figure it out. But here's what I would do. I would go, whatever community I'm living in, whatever I go, what services can I provide? In fact, me and my wife, we were laughing the other day that, you know, we're getting a little bit older here. We're going to have to put some ramps in this house. I go to some senior community where there's a lot of old people, and I go, hey, I'll just get some carpentry skills. I'll get a trade somehow, and I would go and service those people. There's going to be areas where you can come in and no one's going to ask you anything about that. They're not going to have you fill out anything. You just, and do a real business. Go ahead and set up a real business. I don't care if it's sole proprietorship, an LLC, S Corp, C Corp, whatever. Find out how to do that. The internet is here. There's no reason for you not to know how to do anything. And then find a trade or find something like that. How can I be of service to the people around me in my community? That's it. That's your secret. That's what you do. You figure that out, and then you go into business, you hang your shingle up, and then you knock on doors. Or you go and find organizations or groups, and you say, hey, here's what I do. If anyone needs this service, call me. And then you give the best service that anybody's ever given. Even if you take some losses early on, you be known as the person that gives the best service, and you don't have an attitude with your customers. You go, because that's so rare now, that somebody goes over and above. And when I used to work, even when I worked for the government for my first 35 years, my group, the group that I ran, I said two things. We overpromise and we overdeliver. None of that under-promise, over-deliver. Oh, look, they did more than they said before. No, we're going to tell you we're going to do more. And we always threw, when we created a system for somebody, we always threw a few extra surprises in there that they didn't know were coming with it. And when they see it, they love it. And so that's how we did our work. And people used to say, how do everybody use your things when you guys build something? Because some people build it because, hey, you have to use it, especially in government. If we built something, the users had to use it. But that's not how we did things. We wanted ours to be a success, so we always went over and above whatever they were asking for. We would anticipate some things that they were going to need anyway, and we'd put that in. That's the way you do. That's the way you like. We're doing the same thing with the software. I tell you guys all the time, use our software. If you want to play at the next level, you want to pick the schools you want to go to, you want to reach out to them, let them know you're interested in them, and let them come see you play, and maybe that is where you'll end up going. And yes, maybe there's some schools that are already looking at you, and you may end up going to those schools. But try to pick where you want to be and not where someone is selecting you. You select your future, and that's what this one was all about. So again, I know I'm kind of going around in circles here, but you decide how you're moving. You're never stuck. There's always a way back to where you want to go to. And whatever you decide you want to do, and I'm going to tell you guys right now, this is not the pattern I was going into. Some of the things that are opening up for us, I never saw it coming, and that's the same thing's going to happen to you. No matter where you go in life, there's things, they're going to be surprises that are going to happen. They're going to be the most wonderful surprises in the world, and you weren't even looking for that to happen for you. But it's going to happen because you put yourself out there, you put yourself in position for something to happen, and you let people know where you are and what you want and what you're trying to accomplish and what you want to do, and then they see that and they say, okay, well, you know what? This person wants to do that, and they're here already, and we need that. Let's have you do it. And so that's just the way it works. You put yourself out there, and that's how the world works. I do recommend those other taking a look at those other things, Think and Go Rich, the Science of Success by Waddles, and then listen to some of the Earl Nightingale stuff. Yeah, it's old. It's probably 1930s, 40s, 50s, but it still rings true. And the interesting thing is I read these new books that are out, and they'll say something. I think James Altucher, I just read his book, Choose Yourself. And then I'm thinking, oh, this guy's pretty good. And then I remember, I go, I heard this from stuff from before. Now, he modernizes a little bit. And that's a great book, too, by the way. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying that there's nothing new in a lot of ways. And then everything is waiting to be discovered by you to create something. Look at things in a different light. What can you do to be of service to others? And it'll change your whole life. And so it's the same thing in your sports world. When you guys are playing, what can I do to make this team better? What can I do to make this sport better? What can I do to make my coach's life easier? What can I do? What can I do? What can I do for others? And then once you start to realize that is the path to success in life, there's nothing can stop you. I promise. All right, guys, as always, best of luck to you in all your endeavors. Look down below. I give you the code. I give you instructions for how to use the code. And there should be a brief link on there for how to what AthleticSOS is. So go ahead and look at that. And that's it. And I'll be back next week, and we'll do this again. I appreciate you guys. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. You can show this to anybody you want to. And then I got some cool stuff that's coming up. If you sign on to AthleticSOS, you will not see any of me in there. You don't even know I was part of that group. That's not how we do it. We just want you guys to go there to find the schools that you want to attend. It's not about me and who I am. And I absolutely appreciate you guys for even stopping by to watch my videos. It's actually kind of weird to me, but it's going really well. We're growing really well. And I get a lot of feedback from you guys, which I really appreciate also. Okay, guys, as always, best of luck. Talk to you later.